Welcome to Pop's Swap Garage. My name is Tim Brooks. I'm going to be doing a video on a personal swap of mine, and it is probably going to be the world's most hated swap, outside of putting a outboard motor inside of a car.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
I'm putting a Hyundai Genesis Coupe 2-liter G4KF inside of a 1973 Datsun 510.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
Yeah. Well, one of the most commonly used motors for a Datsun 510 is, bar none, the SR20. I think the red top comes with a little over 200. The black top comes with 275. In a left-hand drive car, it's quite a bit of extra work to get it to work, or get it to fit in the car. You got to worry about getting around the steering column, making sure you're far enough away from the steering gearbox, not to melt things on the steering gearbox. You got to cut a hole in the shifter. As far as where the tunnel is, you got to cut a hole further back, I believe, for the shifter. You got to make sure the motor's tilted just right. You got to make sure that the cross member is flipped one way or the other, or custom cross member. There's quite a bit. There is very little with the Hyundai Genesis Coupe motor, actually. You still got to flip the cross member, but to really make it fit, that's about all you got to do. You got to do custom engine mounts no matter which one you're doing. Transmission mount, of course, you got to do a custom transmission mount as well. But it's relatively simple and easy compared to the SR20 when you're talking about left-hand drive Datsun 510. So that's the big reason why I'm doing it. And also cost, because I bought the whole car for $6,000. Let me see you buy an S13, S14 for $6,000 running and driving home. So there's a lot of great reasons why the Hyundai Genesis Coupe is an excellent idea. And by the way, I took it from a salvage title, Genesis Coupe, so it wasn't just, for no reason. But it was actually a modded engine, so it was putting out about 400 before the owner had a salvage title hit the quarter panel and they totaled the car. So yeah, it's actually a great swap. Quality issues with Hyundai, you got to do your research. The G4KF hasn't had quality issues. Those engines are built in Korea. The problems they had with engines in assembly because of shavings left in the block only came from Alabama. So it wasn't really a Korean problem. It was an American problem within the Korean company. So Hyundai's come a long way. They're not like they were in the beginning, where they were cheap and just they sucked. To be honest with you, in the 80s and 90s, they've come a long way, and quality of the motors have come a long way. This is a G4KF, but you look at the 3.3 twin turbo, it's phenomenal power plant, very moddable, very tunable, and that's why I went with Hyundai. I'm going to give you a little tour of what I've done, and you can make your own decision, make your comments below, let me know what you think. Motor clears well. That's a 3-inch aftermarket downpipe designed for the Genesis that clears. The firewall clears after you change the coolant manifold in the back. It's a bolt-on change. This is the original coolant manifold here. This piece right here was hitting the firewall. The cross member had to be reversed. I turned it around, and then it will work. Motor mounts are made. I just don't have them in the car right now. I've got them tacked up. They've got to be welded. We've got these tubes that you do have to drill out when you flip the cross member. So you drill that out. Long story short, you got to be able to put this bolt in so that the lower control arms can slide on there, and you can turn this to be able to control the camber, I believe. So I drilled those out, flipped those around, slotted 3 of the 4 mounting bolts There's a plate that goes over the holes anyway. That's from factory. And then the transmission, which is cool, 6-speed transmission that comes with this drivetrain, or came with this drivetrain. That is a shifter right there. Don't have to cut holes in the tunnel to make anything work. So it is a great fitment. You literally have to flip the cross member around. And the reason why you got to do that, by the way, is because of the oil sump. The oil sump is in the front. And in order to be able to clear that sump, you got to flip it around just like the SR20 guys have to do. So literally, you flip the cross member, you make your motor mounts. You get the coolant flange in the back. And it fits. I don't have the steering gearbox in here right now, but it does clear the steering gearbox, and you don't have any heat hitting that gearbox. That's kind of bad to have the exhaust that close. They have to do quite a bit to make sure that doesn't overheat the gearbox. But yeah, now all I have to do is figure out how to get it to run. But I'm almost done fitting in the car. Transmission mount, I did drill 4 holes to get that mount in. And where I drilled the holes, there's a reinforcement plate on the other side of the floorboard, and it's still within that reinforcement plate. So drill 4 holes, 2 on either side, to get that mount to work. And the only other custom thing I'm gonna need, and this would happen with any swap, is of course the drive shaft. Getting that custom drive shaft done. But yeah, and I've seen a lot of swaps, everything from the SR20 to the K swaps to the Ford Barra, I think that's pronounced Barra motor. I'm pretty sure that this is probably the cleanest fitment of a non-era drivetrain. Of course, you've got the swaps that you can do that are L series that are bolt on, but I'm talking about more modern turbo fuel injected swaps. This by far is the easiest of that group of swaps. So if you have any questions below, leave them in the comments, and if there's any corrections, please feel free to let me know. If you got an opinion, let me know, and I'll try to explain why I did what I did. Thank you.